I'm not exactly sure how to explain this per se, but there's something about the notes on the violin string or even the viola strings and the order of flats and sharps that are linked up to even this. Like, for instance, so going up the order of sharps, well, we start with C major, which would be like the last string on the viola string, right? And then it would be basically going up the strings on a violin, G, D, A, E for G major, D major, A major, E major, with E major having 4 sharps being the 4th string, right? And then going up the flats, well, it would be your lowered first finger on the violin, like, F to B flat on the A string, E flat on the D string, and then A flat on the G string, right? However, what's interesting is that, I've been talking about like connecting like the end note or the bottom note to like the middle note or the 4th note. Well, check this out. The 4th finger on the violin actually connects on the violin from, the beginning note of a scale. Like, for instance, so A, so C, G, D, A, E, right? So the next sharp scale would be what? B major? Well, guess what the 4th finger on the E string is? B, right? And then guess what the 1st finger on the A string is? B, right? So there's that. And then after the B major would be what? F sharp, right? Which of course is the 1st finger on the E string. Ha ha ha. So there's that. And so, yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to explain this, but there is some weird connection to all of this, especially since, going for the minors, like A, D, you'd be going from like the A string to D string, and then A to E would be like going, to the minor sharps, right? And then, of course, so there's a 4th finger where we can have G, the 4th finger on G is D, the 4th finger on D is A, the 4th finger on A is E, and then the 4th finger on E is B. And then you could also lower that 4th finger, so B flat, D flat, G flat, and then C sharp actually would be the lowered 4th finger on the G scale. So there's some weird connection. I still have to make sense of it, but there's something about the violin strings and this ordeal right here with even the circle being connected with like going from a 90-degree angle to a 180-degree angle. How the middle becomes the end, 90 degrees, the end of, what you're measuring before now becomes the middle of 180 degrees, right? Or else going from half circle to a full circle, 360 degrees, right? Well, half of the midpoint between 360 was 180, which was your end point before in the half circle, right? So there's something about that and the strings on the violin and how this all connects, because I mean, like the middle note on the A is C, right? Which goes down, and then the middle note on the D is F, and on the G is B. So there's some funky dunky lunky connection there that I still have to figure out on the violin. But I thought I'd get the idea out. So yes, an easy way for, easily memorizing part of the scales going, up the sharps would be, just going up the strings on the violin. G, D, A, E, right? And then, the easy way to remember the order of flats going down for the major scales, well, F for flats, right? F, and then the word bead, B-E-A-D, right? Except all those letters are flatted for the flat scale. So F, right? B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, right? So, and we could put the small bead on there for backwards, you know, going down. I don't know, something bizarro, because the same thing would be used, you know, for going up the sharps, you know, bead backwards, or, you know, and then bead, going up the flats, or something bizarre like that. You'd be going down. I don't know. There's something bizarre though. So yes.